Oh yeah, Coach Bryant, we are live. What's up, everybody? Hey, 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 hey. Let me make sure we got a microphone check going on around here. So listen, my name is Coach Terry Bryant. Welcome to our podcast called Hits and Heels. This is Coach Bryant, and he made me a football coach. I created Hits and Heels with my co-host Danny Wright, and today we're gonna do a little bit different. We have a guest speaker, but before our guest speaker comes on, Coach Bryant, my team, the Derby City Dynamite, made the playoffs, and we're going to New Mexico.
New Mexico, don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. So my team, Derby City Dynamite, we got the wild card, and we are headed to New Mexico to play in the WFA playoffs in New Mexico on the 28th of June. And so wish us luck. And we are looking for sponsors and donors to help get the team there, because that's like a 17-hour drive. So we would like to kind of fly most of them in. And then the field is like an hour and 45 minutes from the closest airport. So it's going to be tough. And I thought it was going to be hot, Coach Bryant, but where the field is actually in the mountains. So the surrounding areas is really, really hot, but the mountains is still kind of comfortable. I think it'll be about 70, which is good. I thought it was going to be like when we went to Oklahoma, where it was going to be African hot, but it's not going to be like that. They're going to be. I think they're going to be okay. They're going to blitz a lot though, Coach Brian. How we beat them?
Hey, foot to foot. I mean, I'm a blitzer, and that's how teams get me. Foot to foot. Come straight at me. You're like, okay, you want to do that? You're already running. You're off balance. All I gotta do is keep my hands inside. I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna grab jerseys. That's what they do. That's what you do. They do. Yeah, and then every now and then just throw it deep to keep the DBs honest. And just control the clock.
Gotcha. Well, there's my girl Ayanna just came on. So Coach Bryant also
think I
this
can
weekend.
One-on-one.
I don't think you can beat her one-on-one.
You sure?
Yeah, she's a beast.
She's a beast.
Yeah, she's
like her dad. I think I can beat her one-on-one. What do you think?
Is she anything like her dad?
Yeah, I can't beat her.
Anyway, I want to make sure we shout out the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame, which is our number one sponsor. They are hosting their 5K this weekend. I think if you go to layshop.com, I'm not running. I'm going to try to go there to volunteer to help set up and all that type of stuff, but I'm not running. I can barely walk with my bad feet, let alone run a 5K. And then don't forget, you can also go to our website. The gala is on September the 20th. We are on the red carpet again, and we're excited about that. Excited about it. And so make sure you guys go to the layshop.com. The website is streaming underneath here, and to get your tickets for the gala. Right. And we'll be on the red carpet, but wherever we at, make sure y'all come and find us and get selfies, because y'all know we love to get the selfies. And then there's another women's football championship going on this weekend. It's actually at the Star, the Dallas Star in Texas, in Frisco. It's the WNFA championship. It's at Saturday at 2:00 at the Washington Prodigy versus the Texas Elite Spartans. So there's two women's leagues. I don't know why we won't
combine them.
They're talking about combining them, but I don't know if that'll happen.
Well, I just think that's what you should do. I think the NFL, has tried many times with the USFL and other FLs, and that doesn't work. Now it's working, but it took a while.
Right.
I just think right now to get everybody going. Let me say this, a quick little shout out, and then our guests will be on. You sure I can't beat her?
You can't beat her.
Okay. Want to get a shout out to Trinity, who won the high school KSSA championship baseball this weekend.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
A few days ago. And then also congratulations to Louisville for making it to the College World Series. Mm-hmm. They played well. The Cards, they played very well. And right now, everybody's battling. It's UCLA. It's Arkansas and LSU's playing right now. And it goes from there. So, again, congratulations to Trinity for winning the high school baseball KSSA championship. And then also congratulations to Louisville baseball for making it to the World Series and doing a little something. winning a couple of little games or one or two. So
Okay, good. We got any other announcements before we bring our beautiful guest on?
you sure I can't beat her?
You can't beat her.
Okay. All right.
You can't beat her. You
Yes,
can't
we
beat
can
her.
bring them on.
All right,
Yes.
all right.
Nah, she got it.
Well, look at her. So beautiful.
Hi.
How are you?
You good? It's good to see y'all.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's Michigan treating you?
Oh, it's treating me. That weather, it's definitely treating me.
So the thing is, this is Coach Brian. How are you doing?
Good. It's nice to meet you. I'm good. How are you?
All right, and I guess I guess you can give the first question, then I got a question to ask.
Well, first of all, on the bio, I have her bio on there, but you were a runner-up for Miss Kentucky Basketball, correct?
Yes, that is
Go ahead
true.
and knock off all your accolades. You had a whole lot of
That is
accolades.
correct.
Whole lot of accolades. Go ahead and tell us, why you're such a beast and why. And first of all, I want to let you know that you're the first young lady, I think,
Yes,
high school that's
been on this podcast.
that's been on my podcast.
Really?
That
Wow.
came from Frederick Douglass or from any Fayette County. Normally I let Big Things Kentucky usually covers like most of the high school, but you're the first.
Wow. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. We're excited that you're on there. We're so proud of you. So tell us about your accolades.
Well, I'd say my senior year, I was a runner-up for Miss Kentucky Basketball, All City. I was an All City team for the last 3 years of my high school years. 29 points, 27 rebounds, and are running up for ours to go to state. Basically just little stuff. I mean, a little stuff now, but
No,
it's
big
starting to
stuff.
add up.
That's big
Those
stuff.
are big things because your 29 points and 27 rebounds, I think, is ranked number 7 of all time in the state.
Had to do
That's
a little song. Had to make
Yeah.
you got that dub.
That's big time. You're in the record books, and that's what it's all about. So, okay, so let's start from the beginning. When did you know you wanted to play basketball?
I'd say, well, my parents, they put me in sports like since I was young. So I started with soccer, and then I got into like volleyball, basketball, and track around 6th grade. And I just continued from there really. Junior year was really just like, let me
Your
stick to my
breakout year?
basketball. Yeah, I started playing AAU. I was like, okay, I like this. Let me continue with basketball, see where it takes me.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I started.
So what made you choose basketball? Or because you were really good in track and volleyball too. So why did basketball stand out as opposed to the other two?
It was really just the competitiveness and just going against everybody and seeing how, I don't know, it just affected me in a different way. It was just really fun, and it just made me, I don't know, it made me feel more in tune, I guess you would say. It was just a spark. I don't know.
Did it give you more? It gave you more confidence because of
For
your
sure.
skill set.
I feel like it was
skill
just
level was more in basketball than the other two, or were you kind of equal?
I was kind of equal. I don't know. I feel like since I started them around the same time, it was really just I developed equally around all 3 of them. So it was just basketball. I just really felt a spark with it, I would say. It was just really like it kind of clicked. And my parents was like, okay, yeah, that's a good choice.
Okay.
And I was like,
so how many offers did you get?
I think around 10. It was 10 plus for sure. And I went on a couple visits around the Kentucky area. Then I wanted to like branch out to see, get out of Kentucky so I could like live a little, quote unquote.
Hold up now. Hold up. I'm not done. Hold up now. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let that one roll. I'm gonna let it roll off the bat. I'm gonna let that roll off the bat. But my question is tell people who are listening, and a lot of times we get a lot of people who listen.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first, oh my gosh, this is college, not high school, moment that you had when you first got on that campus or practice or whatever, please?
It was our first 5 a.m. practice. We had got in trouble the day before. We had to wake up at 5 a.m. and it was just no balls. We didn't have any balls. It was just conditioning, running, sleds, towels. Yeah, we was going through it for sure. It was crazy. It was like, oh, this is college. That's college. Yeah, it really hit right there at 5:12. Yeah.
Okay. Was there any preparation that you wish you had prior to going to college that you wish you'd have known about that would have gave you a little bit more preparation? So if you got any young ladies that are getting ready to come out, of course, anywhere that's watching, what do they need to know to be prepared to be able to play basketball at the D1 level in college?
I feel like you really just have to be, I really say it's more of a, I want to say skill wise, like skill wise, you can definitely develop that along the way, but it's more like an in shape type of thing. You should you should be more determined. You should know you have to be more determined, have this different mindset that you definitely have to push through everything you think you can do. Even if you feel like you can't do it now, you definitely can later. Even if you feel like you're going 100% now, you're only at 50%. Like you really have a lot more in the tank and they'll definitely get it out of you. That's for sure. So I just say you just have to have a strong mindset to continue and not give up, basically.
I love that. And I guess my biggest question of playing at that level, and I mentioned your dad who played at the University of Kentucky with me, and when did Dad stop being the coach and just was enjoying being the dad? I mean, was he ever the coach as you growing up, and then you're like, hold up, pops, chill out a little bit. Because he's very laid back.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to get some inside information of a different personality, because he's very laid back.
Yeah, he is. I feel like with my dad, he was always a dad before he was a coach. So it was just like he understood like the emotional side because of him playing college sports. I feel like he was able to really show me that it's not all about just like sports, but it's also about how you feel mentally. So he was always just a dad first. Like he always helped me and like encouraged me and was like, I understand. I know with the injuries, like he just understood first and foremost rather than just pushing me out onto the court. For sure.
Okay.
And I think that with your dad playing at, in the SEC at the University of Kentucky, I mean, absolutely helped on the next level, at the highest level, basically in college, definitely helps, because I mean, I think that's what helps Ty at Kentucky.
Yeah.
With dad playing there, he was able to, give him a perspective that a lot of parents aren't able to give on the next level. So what is the hardest part of preparing for college? The hardest?
I'd say that pre-summer workout, it really gets you. That's what we're going through right now. We have conditioning tomorrow. The sled pulls, they're definitely, I feel like that's that's the hardest part, I'd say.
Well,
but I feel like
No, go ahead, please.
I just feel like I don't know, this preparation that we're going through now is just going to make it easier during the season. So just pushing hard through right now, going through the tough times now so that it's easier as soon as we get into like gameplay, for sure.
Okay. Well, my question, that I apologize for cutting you off. I mean that.
You're good.
Okay, thank you. My question is, do you feel like when you got on campus, this is a follow-up on that first question, that you was college ready? Okay, because people don't understand there's a difference in them developing you, or they gonna have patience for you. So when you got there, have you said to yourself, okay, I gotta learn some things, I get that, but I can play this. I can play at this.
I feel like condition-wise, I was, because DJ, he makes sure you condition for college, that's for sure. But condition-wise, I feel like I really was. Maybe skill set-wise, obviously we have to learn, but I feel like DJ gets you really like ready for college. So I feel like I was really like in good terms with DJ and Katie. They really made sure I was ready for sure.
Okay.
So what has been your biggest competitor? I mean, you made all MAC, right?
Yeah.
You made your all conference. So who has been your biggest competitor? What team?
Ball State, probably. It's probably just because I'd say Ball State because they have people that was Ball State or Toledo. They had people that was like pretty much our size. Like we had the same skill set. So it's really just who wanted it more, really. And I mean, we almost came to beat them in that last game we played Ball State and Toledo. So we definitely gonna get them back this year. That's for sure.
There you go.
We definitely coming. That's for sure.
So my question is flipping it, because it takes two people. And mom, what was mom's biggest aspect? I mean, did mom jump on you a lot or push dad back, or did So what's mom's biggest point? Because it's both skill sets are in you. So
Yeah. I feel like because my dad had like that previous knowledge from college, and then my mom, she was just really like, she would ask my dad like how it was, and like she'd give her opinion most definitely, but then she'd get my dad's insight. She'd be like, oh, okay, and then it definitely like helped form a better connection. I would say
okay,
because she'd definitely have her like emotional side because she'd be like, why is this happening? Da, da, da. And my dad's like, that's just how college is. So then, yeah, that's pretty much how it was because I'd be telling my mom, and then she'd be like, what are you talking about? Da, da, da. And then I'd just be like, that's college. She gotta go through that. So yeah, it was definitely a mix for sure.
I love it. I love it.
So what are you majoring in?
I'm not
You're
I do not have a
undeclared?
major yet. Yeah, I'm undeclared right now, but I'm thinking of going into like pre-med. So something around medical stuff for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do pre-med and play.
Basketball.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, are you also doing an additional sport? Are you also doing track
No,
at
I was
college?
thinking we were thinking about it. Me and my other teammate Maddie, we was thinking about it. But I don't know yet. We'll definitely have to see. May do high jump or something like that.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Multi-sport athletes is something else. So you undeclared
hmm
pre-med.
Yes.
That's tough.
That's tough. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
It's definitely
impressive.
interesting.
Yes, yes. So everybody has a patented move in basketball.
hmm
I don't care what it is,
Yeah.
you're gonna master that move.
hmm
So I can go back when I was leaving college and going to trying to work out in the NFL, and then a
Right.
gentleman named Frank Minifield, who
hmm
played for the Cleveland Browns, and I was playing receiver, and I gave him my best move that turned people around, and
Right.
he looked at me and basically like without saying it, that's all you got.
Yeah.
So my question on the floor is, did you do your patented move and it worked or it didn't work? And you had to reinvent it.
I definitely feel like no, I have done it before. It did not work. So I had to do a counter move and then counter my counter move. And I was like, okay, so this is how college is. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
definitely yeah. You
So
just
did you go you go back to your apartment or dorm room, if you will,
mhm.
and work on it, or did you stay after practice, or
Mhm.
did you show an emotion? It's two-part question. Did you
Yeah.
show an emotion that it didn't work, or you just kept playing it?
Oh, I just keep playing. I never show emotion on the court. My coaches,
Okay.
my dad, they always tell me show emotion. I do not show emotion on the court. Let
Oh,
my game
good.
speak. Yeah, I let my game speak for me. But
Um,
I definitely did like stay back in the gym for a little bit, try to figure something out, watch some videos, study, look at my videos, study some more, and then I fixed it. We're definitely working on a whole bunch of different moves right now, though. Counter
I
moves,
love it.
Oh, I
just
love it.
I
I
love it.
love it.
I mean, because that right there means that non-beyond and as Christian people, we look for the moment and not beyond, but that means that you're preparing for the next level.
yeah,
Because
for
when
sure.
you realize that you have not mastered the
Yeah,
whole game, and a lot of young people don't realize it. They think they got
yeah.
it
You
figured
don't know
out.
everything.
You
Yeah,
don't know
you don't
everything.
know
So,
everything.
so I appreciate your honesty, your answer on that. I really do.
So what is probably the biggest thing you're looking to develop in your game now that you've been there? What are you working on the most?
Right now, I'm fixing my like shot form so I can get like better range and then a little handles. We getting with the handles too. Yeah, they definitely have our bigs doing a lot of ball dribbling, and yeah. So I'm just working on my shot, getting more range and handles.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
we'll be seeing you shooting threes and taking people off
They
off
just had
the
to. They
dribble.
just had to. Yeah.
Okay, I see you. I see you. So for young girls out here watching from Kentucky, what advice do you have about chasing this dream of in sports?
hmm
Because
I just say,
let me tell you,
yeah.
it is I don't know if you know how hard it is to
Mhm.
become a D1 basketball player.
Yeah. It's
It's
definitely a
very,
step.
very difficult.
Yeah.
So how do you feel little girls should do as far as like what advice do you give them as far as chasing this dream?
I just say Really, you can do anything you want to. You just really got to believe in yourself and just know that you can do it, so that you do it, and just stick to your dream. Basically, don't let anybody tell you can't do anything, because you can, and just make sure they know that you can and go do it and go show them. Don't let nobody ever say you can't.
Okay. So you said that Coach Mobley helped prepare you.
Hmm.
What about your AAU team? Do you recommend playing AAU, or do you recommend maybe doing more, maybe getting a trainer and doing more one-on-one type of workout, or a combination of both to prepare you for college? What does it take?
I did a combination of both. So I did do AAU with DJ, and I also had a trainer. He worked at Woodford at the time. Pretty sure
Mm-hmm.
he's still there. He does men's basketball. But
Okay.
I did both. So whenever I wouldn't be with DJ, I would be working with a trainer. So I feel like doing both is good, because AAU definitely gets your name out and gets your, everybody see your face, while working with a trainer gets your skill set right. So I feel like doing both is a good combination.
Okay.
Okay, I love it, love it, love it. Uh,
Go ahead. Ben.
no, I was going to just say, my biggest thing when I watched you and I'm in the stands and I'm watching your game and the true statement, people, is she showed no emotion.
I love it.
And it was a few times that it was a little rough action coming from Lexington schools at you,
Yeah.
and so with that said, is that just you have to tell yourself not to show that emotion back at them,
Hmm.
or it's been ingrained in you since you was 2 to 3, or is this your daddy's
Yeah.
dementia?
It's been engraved in me, but it was mostly by my mom, because she just be
Okay.
like, "Don't let anybody ever see that they got to you." She'd always tell me that, like, every day growing up. Even if I had a hard time, you can't let anybody see that they got to you, or that they turned anything in you. So it just carried over to the court, really, because it's just like everybody on the court wants to see you, down, wants to see you
Yeah, they
bad,
do.
but you can't let anybody see that their stuff is working. So that basically just transferred over, and that's how I be playing in my games, and everybody be telling me to do stuff, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. I be wanting to, but I'm just like, let me keep it classy. Let me
Let me
keep it
keep
classy.
it classy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me get the classy.
So, Ayanna,
Hmm.
how did playing multiple sports? Tell me
Hmm.
how did volleyball and basketball help you? I mean, yeah, volleyball and track, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, help you become a D1 basketball player?
I'd say track, it definitely keeps you in shape for basketball season, because it's like towards the end and it's like coming into volleyball season. Whereas volleyball season helped me like with my jumping. So I'm able to rebound better because of volleyball. They help you get your approach right, they get you steps right. And like, I was just able to better be able to jump, and track it, I was just able to run. So it was definitely combinations of different sports and their like specific skill set. It definitely, like, you definitely put them together into basketball, like volleyball, jumping and diving. With basketball, you dive on the ground for the ball. With track, you run over hurdles, you jump. It's definitely just bringing different skill sets into one and making it your own game, really. It definitely helped me. I'm able to rebound over, I'm able to just, use my different skill sets from other sports and make it into one, make it my own game, really.
Wow. Yeah.
So you're
Good answer.
squatting what? No, you're leg pressing what, about 500 or
Yeah.
more? Or more.
Yeah, my
So
dad,
you're jumping
he
out the
be out of
gym.
place.
Are you able to hit the pool? Are you able to grab the rim yet?
Oh, yeah, I've been able to grab the
Let's
rim. I've been
go.
able to grab the rim.
When
I've
we,
been able. Yeah,
hey,
you out
when
here
we
with my
drop
dad in the
something and
stands.
just, bam,
Yeah. May just have to
make
see it.
that
May just have to
happen.
pop up one game, do a little.
Hey, that's what Coach Brian said. He says with the WNBA, he said he wishes they would lower the rim about a reach just so that there would be more
Oh, yeah,
dunking.
okay.
But I think that
Okay. Let me
that
say this.
we can be dunking right
Okay.
now.
Okay. Let me
Just do a
say
little
this.
hop.
Let me say this. This is the
Mhm.
way I said it. Okay. I don't
Okay.
want women coming to our door yelling at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Me out in public. That's that guy that said that. Okay. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying, imagine what you go back to what you just said.
Yeah.
Imagine what you go back to what you just said. I'm working on my handles.
Hmm.
You're already by the rim. Now
Yeah.
you lower the rim to 9. You
Okay.
working on your handles
Yeah.
and you cross over and you go down the lane. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not degrading, disregarding women's ability. I'm saying they did that in volleyball. They brought the net down.
They did,
and, and then there's a male volleyball team on and a female volleyball team. We're watching the females.
Yeah,
because it's so exciting to watch everybody,
not
just a few.
I love me some Leah Edmonds, watching her play volleyball.
But you understand what I'm saying? And I mean it in a positive way. I'm saying for a lot of people that's not sports-minded, male and female, okay, how do you get them? You get them by entertaining.
Yeah.
You know, what's my man say? Are you entertaining?
Make it flashy.
You got everything is flashy.
Exactly.
Is flashy.
Well, listen, I'm gonna lose it when you get your first dunk in the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you much in that. That's right.
All right.
I can't wait. Well, listen, we got a surprise for you.
A surprise.
We got a surprise for you.
It's DJ. What is he doing here?
What's up, AD?
What's up, DJ?
What's up? How y'all doing? What's up, Coach? How y'all been?
We're good.
Good. So tell us about coaching Ayanna.
Just right off the track.
Right up, man. It's been a blessing for real, man. It's been a dream. I mean, since day one. I mean, like I told Ayanna, I mean, she knows this story. I mean, I actually coached against her in middle school.
Yeah.
And I was coaching Southern then, the girls team then, and Ayanna was playing for LTMS. And man, I told my girls, I was like, man, I said, y'all can't stop this one player they got. I said, she's getting a rebound. I said, she's going to coast on us, right? And it was crazy because it was just like, I mean, it was kind of like it was God's plan because it was crazy because I called her dad. I got in touch with him, I think maybe that summer. And I was telling him about, I was just starting a girls program, AAU program or whatever. Then, and actually I had got the job that year too, going into getting a job at Frederick Douglass. And I had knew that she was at LTMS and I couldn't believe that when I looked at the roster, I didn't see her name on the roster. So that's what immediately made me go, Charlie's them information out. And I had knew some of her aunts. I had went to school with some of her aunts too, so I kind of knew some of her family already. So I was like, man, this is crazy how everything, the puzzles come together. So once I found out she was in my district, I hurried up and called Charlie, and I was like, man, I was like, look, I'm the guy that called y'all about, trying to get her for AU. I'm like, but the crazy thing about it, I said, I'm gonna be her high school coach. I'm like, I got the job at Frederick Douglass. So it was a dream come true, and she was everything that when she came in, no lie, she was everything that I thought she could be. I mean, sky's the limit for her still. I mean, she's just now, just now starting to really see it. I've been saying that she could dunk in high school, but hopefully it's coming soon. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of vision I see with Ayanna when I got her as a freshman. Coming in, she was just, unmarkable. I mean, very talented. Like I said, one of the most coachable girls I ever coached in girls basketball, even in boys basketball, on and off the court. So it was great. It was a great experience.
Well, I love that word you just used, from a coach to a coach, and from three coaches to a future whatever coach or is coachable.
Yes,
because that is the hardest thing in 2025 to make young people understand. You got to be coachable.
Yes, yes.
And like me and her dad go back to college and played, and I wouldn't expect anything more because that's what he was. And then I found out this mom that's putting her 2 cents in, 5 cents in, $1 in, and that's that family gathering that makes that young person, male or female, to do the right things, and academically as well as sports. And sometimes with coaches, we get this, but we know they're listening.
Right. Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely that one.
Well, Mr. Brown said, DJ, Coach Mobley, you've done a fabulous job coaching. You're destined to win the championship. And I understand the name with his granddaughter.
Okay, I definitely appreciate that, man. Definitely appreciate that. That's what we destined to do.
And the championship she's talking about, let me make sure we're on the same page here, Coach. The
It's basketball, not
middle school
football.
football. No, I'm just going to make sure we're on the same page. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
Coach,
talking basketball.
I got you.
Ryan, if you don't know,
Yeah,
I'm the head football coach and assistant head coach of Crawford football.
And we coach against each other in
And we
football.
coach against each other middle school. I just want to make sure we realize which championship we're speaking of.
Yeah, we definitely understand that, man. We still trying to get a win column over at the Brown House, man. We're still trying to get a win.
So my question is, of course, and y'all two feed back and forth on this question.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, did you ever have a moment that you have to, I'm using the word chastise her? Because I don't see that. So I sort of answered my own question, but did you ever have a moment that you had to like give her a double say something to?
No, never, man. Never. It's never been you know. Did you say something? Never that with Ayanna, man. It's been straightforward. Always give you eye contact. Always yes sir, no sir.
Oh, great! Oh, the best. God. Oh my God, the best athletes to coach are those that have great home training.
Exactly. And coaching, and you know it, Coach. Once you get those athletes, Coach, you know they'll run to the wall for you, Coach. I mean, this is a girl that comes in every day. That I mean, Ayanna probably didn't start her practice unless she was actually really hurt. So this is a girl every day. You got to think, well, you running lines, Coach. We run the 8s and 17s, Coach. But this girl's leading the pack.
Wow.
I mean, not like
that's what leaders do.
Yeah, and I'm not saying, you know, what she's doing it maybe 1 or 2 times, you know, every now and then. This is every time we run, you know what I mean? So she's leading the pack. So, like I said, I knew, like I said, I mean, coming in like that, Coach, you know, being a leader and setting the tone for the young girls, you know, helping us, change that culture. She's been there since day one, since I came in the door. So she's been the main forefront, you know, coming in, and these girls have been riding behind her, you know, as far as what she has built so far.
Wow. Well, it's a whole lot easier when you are it and you play like you barely made the team. A lot of people behind you follow, and that makes your future brighter. So I'm gonna go this before Mr. Brown is requested answer question to. Mine says, did you ever have a time in a game when and Coach Mobley calls up a play and didn't say your number? Did you say, Coach, I'm gonna make it?
Just give me the ball.
You know, like in the movie Hoosiers, you know, Coach, I'll make it. So did that ever come up in your years at Frederick Douglass?
Yeah, I actually feel like that came up a few times. I'm not gonna lie. I just be like, just give me the ball. I'll finish for you. Just give me the ball. We'll win. Just give me the ball.
Just give me the ball.
Hey,
I got it.
Hey, I see the movie Hoosiers. It worked there, and I know it worked there. I know it worked.
Well, when you're a dog like that, that's what you want. You just want the ball, and you want to be a leader, and you want to be that impact person on your team, and that's what makes a winner. I mean, again, we haven't done enough as far as giving you your accolades. I posted them in the description when I posted a link, but we haven't given her enough accolades to, and I can't wait for even the rest of the accolades that come out, because you're doing the daggone thing, not just in high school, but to be what did you make first team?
Freshman all-MAC team.
Freshman all-MAC team. I mean, that's huge.
Wow, that's
in D1.
That's D1.
You know,
before we came on, you know, I asked a question. Did you hear my question?
I don't think I heard your question.
Okay, good. We good.
Oh, what was the question?
Well, he said, "Do you think I could beat her one?"
Oh, yeah, I did hear that.
No.
Hey, what did the movie say? I'm just playing.
Well, Coach, we just thank you for coming on. We just wanted you to have an opportunity, wanted to give your insight on her, because it's nothing like great coaches and great players being able to come together. Of course, there hasn't been we could probably count on one hand how many young ladies have come out of Lexington in probably the last 10 or 15 years that have gone D1. And you're one of a very few. There hasn't been that many, right? And so to have one come out of Lexington is huge, because again, like I told Ayanna, there aren't a lot of girls basketball scholarships, period, male or female. And to be a basketball player, to get a D1 scholarship is huge because there's only 12 scholarships.
Yeah.
So you have to be a dog, you have to be a beast, you have to be all that in order to be able to get a D1 scholarship in basketball, period.
Yeah.
Definitely do. And like you said, speaking on wonderful accomplishment. I mean, just coming in your first year, make it the first team as a freshman speaks a lot. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, the more you stay in the gym, the more accomplishments and the more better you're going to get. And like I said, I know you're going to continue to do great things on the court just because I know your work ethic, on and off the court. So I definitely praise you for that. And I know guys watching you. And Lexington, we behind you.
Absolutely.
Frederick's behind you. We still talk about
all of Lexington.
All of Lexington.
Talk about great time.
Can't be no haters there.
All of Lexington.
The question I have real quick, Coach Mo, before we let you go, I don't know if you have to be somewhere or what you got to do, but this past year you had a great season.
Mm-hmm.
Great season.
Mm-hmm.
That anytime did you motivate your young ladies by mentioning her name? Or
yeah, we actually did. She actually came in, and we actually got to see her this year when she came in this year. But it was just a thing where I was just telling them about. We kind of reminisce because we actually had another senior that played with Ayanna that was still on that team that made it this year, which was our senior. So we reminisced about the things what we did as far as making it then and what we did, and we wanted to do something different than what happened to us the first time that we came. So that was one thing that stuck out with us about far as just coming in that first round and getting knocked out early. Something we didn't expect to happen. But Ayanna actually had a fabulous game that night, and I believe to this day, probably if we made it, probably second, third round, she'd probably been in a different situation than she's in right now.
Mm-hmm.
But we strived off of that. We went back and we even went back and kind of watched a little bit of the film, kind of like some of the things that we did wrong. Again, we didn't want to do that round coming in.
Okay.
We lost him. That's okay. It's internet.
It's technology.
But
we understand what.
We understand what he was saying. Yeah, absolutely.
If he wants to pop back on, that's fine, Coach. If you want to do that, but and I guess it's just getting to know you because like I said, I've been a fan, and my wife was the first one and to mention you, but she mentions your first name, and I went okay.
Okay.
I said okay, but let me say this on my percent. What do I call all my players?
By their last name.
By their last names. I very seldom ever call any kid by their first name because your last name is your legacy.
Exactly.
It's not your first name. Your first name is given. Mm-hmm. And I hugely believe that. And then all of a sudden, and I went, who's our daddy?
Yeah.
And then when I saw him at the game a few weeks later when he was a sophomore, this is when he was a sophomore. Mm-hmm. And I came up to him and I said, wow. Because my wife keeps me up to date. Mm-hmm. And she keeps me up to date on what's going on. So my question to you, I guess we'll do Mr. Brown's question and his.
Yeah, and then we'll bring Coach Mobley back on.
Okay, he's right here. Okay, he's NBA, WNBA question.
Okay, so who's your favorite WNBA player?
I'd say Ryan, just because I met her when she was here. Absolutely. And so it's just like, oh, okay, she's making it. Yeah. She's in her business.
I was at the game this past weekend when she busted when she broke the record for I was at the game in Atlanta. She was balling. I mean, it just seems like everything that was going up, it was just going in. Who is your favorite NBA player?
I don't know, actually. I'm gonna just say LeBron. He been in there for a minute. He been taking care of his body. He been doing what he needed to do. So I mean, I just try to be, play long, play sufficient, consistent like that. Yeah,
he's consistent. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, we've got Coach back. Coach, we got you.
Coach, pay the bill, man. Pay the bill. You ready?
Hey, man, I don't know what was going on.
Hey, it's technology. We already know. It's because I'll go back and watch our films and we'll be frozen. I'm like, okay, God, we can't see it on this end.
So Coach Mobley, we're putting you in the third chair here. You're right beside me on my left. Uh-huh. What question would you like to ask you're a former player?
I just do you how's the experience, playing at that level? And just did you think it's what it was going to be, or just it was more of a women are like, man, I didn't know it was going to be like this.
I feel like, well, when I started playing, like after like the first few games, it was just like, oh, this is kind of like high school. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of like this. I mean, it wasn't too bad. I was like, you kind of prepared me, so I'm like, oh, I'm chilling. It's pretty good. Yeah. I started meeting people my size. I was like, I mean, I got to do a little more, a little few different moves, but it's pretty much like high school. I mean, you pretty much did what you need to do. So I'm like, hey, props to you. So
That's good. That's good. That's good. You was prepared.
Did they put you on some type of diet to gain weight or to lose weight or to maintain weight? Because I know with Ty at UK, that's a big deal. What y'all eat, how you eat, the way you eat, what time you go to bed.
Yes.
So did they do that? That's got to be different from high school.
Yeah,
it's definitely Cisco. I'm gonna answer that before she do. You can tell in her arms her definition that
you see it. You see it. Yeah. Muscle is being built.
I love it. So are you on some type of food restriction or they making you eat a lot?
Yeah, it's pretty much, well, we had like these body scans and it just scanned how much body like fat you had, and I only had 7% of fat. So they basically just eat anything you could eat, really. They have me taking protein shakes every day, 2 a day. And yeah, I'm just eating anything I can eat, really. They just say just eat. So yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say, as a 55-year-old, now that you're in shape, never, ever, ever get out of shape, ever.
I be thinking
because
about that.
because when you get to my age, it's hard getting back in shape. It's a struggle. Anyway, so we got a couple people on there. My niece, Cody. Hey, another cousin. Hey, James.
What's up, James?
And,
hey, what's up, boy?
Yeah, and one of our favorites, Boom Boom Cougars. Okay.
Cougars.
One of our favorites. You heard that, Coach. Boom Boom Cougars.
I heard y'all, Boom Boom Cougars. I hear y'all over there. We hear y'all.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you coming on and giving her love and her flowers. I think that's one of the biggest things that we like on our show. We like showcasing, especially young ladies that probably aren't getting enough press. I don't think our local news anchors and stuff have given Ayanna enough flowers for what she's done. Again, there hasn't been a whole lot of young ladies that have come out of Lexington on a D1, not on a scholarship period, let alone a D1.
Yeah.
And I think we need to make sure that we're highlighting that. And I'm so thankful that you both came on the show to be able to do that. And we got another guest that's getting ready to come up on here.
Oh, yeah. Boom.
Nah. There's my daddy.
Yeah, he told me to tell you, remember your curfew. Okay.
Literally.
No, he didn't say that. What up, CD?
So, CD, unmute your mic for me.
There you
go. There you go.
No curfew tonight. I'm off tomorrow.
Cool. Well, welcome to Hits and Heels. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for reminding me to have her featured on our show. And congratulations on all of her accolades.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of my baby.
And you should be. That's how we are with Ty, and especially, so it's very difficult getting them to the next level. And so we left Coach Mobley on here. So is there anything you want to say to Coach Mobley while we are live?
Oh man, I'm so appreciative of him, man. He helped us so much. He was telling the story about her going from coast to coast, but back then she was just so raw. She was just full of speed and everything. And he done so much to help her, learn the skills that she have and get her with. When they was talking about that personal, coach, he found somebody who could work with her one-on-one the coach at Woodford County, and he helped us so much building skill and everything, along with her natural talent. She always had speed, so and jumping ability, but they helped her with the skill to get her on the right track with basketball.
Right. Definitely appreciate it, Mr. Darrington, man. Definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's gonna win that championship. He's gonna bring that championship
It's
home.
coming.
Like,
It's coming.
Man. We definitely trying, man. We inch away,
The
man.
pieces are in place.
Make it the final four, man. I told my girls, man, that, it was a dream come true, man. But to get that close, I told them, I said, man, y'all see what hard work does, man. I said, we just that close away, y'all. I said, we just need to get one more game, and we got a shot to win it.
Well, that's what makes it a little easier, because the young lady that we're featuring here on the show and is that's a blueprint of what you have to do to get to that next level, that second level.
Yeah.
And I mean, I told you, CD, when Terry first the wife brought up your daughter, she said your daughter's first name, and I went, okay, like that. I did. I mean, I didn't know. And then all of a sudden she said the last name, and I gave her a look.
It was like, hold up.
No, daddy. No, daddy. And then when I saw you, remember, I gave you a big hug. I was like, man, I'm hearing big things about her. And then all of a sudden found out that what I was seeing is actually a reality. Her personality, academically,
beautiful,
a beautiful young lady. And then all of a sudden it was blessed again. And I mean this not because he's on the show. Coach Mobley can coach. He does a very good job, and so the full circle came, and so I'm proud of all three of y'all, but and for Mom, and just want to say my question for both of them: two major males in your life, different type of fathers at you, right?
Very, most definitely.
Yeah. So CD. When did you know? Because as a parent, because like with Ty, we saw it when he was maybe 5. We knew he was like, oh my God, this kid is gonna be amazing. How old was she when you were like, she's something special?
Well, it first hit me when she was playing soccer. When we put her with the boys, and she was dominating the boys. I was like, she's something special, because this don't supposed to happen. It don't usually happen. And then when she and she had that determination, she wanted to win. We started, the fastest kid in town.
Yes.
She started that when she was a little girl, and I could see it in her eyes that she wanted to beat the boys. She wanted to win. She didn't just want to be the fastest girl in town. She wanted to be the fastest person in town. And when she finally, I posted it, when she finally won the fastest kid in town, she just loved it. Because the boys was beating her every year since she was like 5 years old. And she finally won the whole thing when she was like 9. And after that, she was not losing anymore. She was the fastest kid in town every year after that.
I love it.
I think that's one of the hardest things, and I'm talking to both of you all, as you're coaching and as you're developing your kids. Even with Ty, I'm asking Coach Bryant, what is the hardest? I think that's the hardest part, is teaching a kid to want to win. As we're coaching, how do you develop that? Or do you feel like it's just something that they're just born with?
Well, my answer to that is I remember working with Ty in baseball, and then Donnie Rowe, who used to play at the University of Kentucky, played defensive end. His son played in the major league. He was a pitcher. And I'm telling Ty to do something. Ty was 15. And he looked at me. It's his grandson, excuse me. His son played in Major League, but he was there with his grandson. And he looked at me, he said, he still listens to you? at 15. And I said, yeah, because in my mind, why wouldn't he? I'm still feeding him. but a lot of cases, that's not the case.
Yeah.
And I think even she said it earlier, is the will to want to be taught and want to get better and listen to the coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of young people don't do that anymore. They got the answers at age 12.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't even pay no taxes. Ain't nobody listening to them.
Right. I think you got to set the tone earlier too. You know, when you coming in, you can't you can't sit down and be as a coach or be a leader and show that you laying down for this especially for this generation. You know, I mean, you got to be born and be ready. I mean, you got to be ready to rock and roll now. As far as you got to be coming in and already setting the tone as far as what the goals are, or what are what we looking for. You know what I'm saying? These are the expectations. You know what I'm saying, that we expected. So I think when you coming in and you firm with that, you will run some of them off. You will, coming in. I mean, I just seen it before when we starting in conditioning wise, and then some of the girls, they don't want to come out there and do this one as part of it. But I'm telling them girls, like, this is what gets us playing in March. They don't understand that then, when you're sitting out there. But the discipline part of it, it's tough, man, because I feel like now some of this generation now is you born followers now. It ain't no more leaders out here no more. So it's up to us to still try to embed it in this younger generation, because you coming in, you already follow social media, seeing you hitting the earth ground running now. So that's the one thing that you're following already now. So it's tough out here. You following it ain't a whole lot of natural born leaders out here no more.
Yeah, everybody's following. So Ayanna,
Mm-hmm.
how would you coach?
Yeah.
How would you coach young ladies now? Like if you was to go back to Frederick Douglass and become an assistant coach,
Mm-hmm.
how would you coach?
Really, I just be like, do you want to be here? They say yeah. I mean, if you want to be here, then let's get to work. Basically, I mean, if you don't want to be here, you can go on. You can get out right now. It don't matter. Go do whatever you want to do. But if you don't want to be here, that's cool. The ones who gonna be here, they're gonna be here. We just gonna get right to work.
Do you have any teammates that you kind of had to check like that felt like they got there and then act like that they didn't want to be there?
Yes, a few times. We do have, yeah. It's okay. We be checking each other. That's for sure.
That's good.
And that's a good thing, because sometimes you can't do that, because again, now we have the transfer portal and everybody's in and out every year. And so now I think that's kind of made it difficult. How has the transfer portal affected your team?
We lost a few people to the transfer portal, but it's okay. We still have majority of our team. We've also brought in a whole bunch of new people, and it's actually been good. We've been playing open gym. Everybody's been connecting, so it definitely took a toll, but it also brought in a lot more than we expected.
Gotcha. Good stuff. So CD, how did you feel with? Now you have other children, correct?
Yes, I have two boys.
Two boys. Okay. What was the difference with raising the boys as opposed to now you have a girl, especially with your background as an SEC football player at the University of Kentucky? Did you see her going to the next level?
Oh, it was from day one.
Day one.
I told you, ever since she was little, I knew that she was, she was there, because I saw the difference in her and with her brothers. And her brothers just didn't have that. They didn't want. They didn't have that look in their eyes. I like to go to Coach Brian. When I first met him, the first day I met him, he came to check on the new guy, and he probably don't want me to tell this story, but he walked in. He walked in our room. And I had just got a new roommate. And he walked in there to see how we was doing and check on us, and we didn't have a TV. And I told him, I haven't had a TV in years, because even when I was in high school, my coaches, we didn't even play that, and they got with my mother. Them, we didn't play that. it was all about, getting ready. And so it wasn't a TV in our room, but he helped us out. He brought us a TV.
Yeah, I remember that.
He brought us a TV, and we was like, a TV in our room. It was like, that's something I haven't had in years, because it was all about getting ready. From the first day of when you wake up in the morning until it's time to go to bed, we was trying to get ready. So and Anna was that way. She was about getting ready.
Mhm.
And she had that look in her eyes, and other my the boys trying to get on TV, trying to do this, trying to go there, and she was about, it's time to I'm trying to get ready.
Always about her business.
It's about business.
I love that.
Well, I had to go and do something real quick, but I heard Ron, I heard your statement on checking each other.
Yeah.
Because I have to go back to that, because there's a lot of Ralph transplant that takes place in 2025. They're very sensitive people in America.
Yeah. Sure.
And a lot of times people don't want to hear their faults.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that you're criticizing; it's structured criticism.
Yeah, constructive.
Yeah. So when you first did it, did they just look at you? Did you do it to an upperclassman or same class?
Yeah. We do it to anybody, really. We definitely, it just depends. Like, we know how each other are now, so it depends on if they want to be pulled to the side or if you got to tell them right then. But we definitely get back to each other. We may pull you to the side, be like, okay, what you did was, you don't need to do that no more. But, we definitely, we just figure out how the person wants to be talked to, and then we fix each other on that, wavelength or whatever.
And that's pretty good, because you said this in the beginning before Coach came on, before your props came on, that y'all are that close last year, and what all you're doing, and I hope the ladies, if they're all listening to this, is getting everybody on the same page.
Yeah.
Because if everybody gets the same blueprint and everybody's on the same page, based on how y'all finished last year and how y'all played last year, y'all gonna be wow. Y'all gonna be wow.
So when does the schedule come out?
It should come out end of July.
Okay.
At the latest. It should be the end of July at the latest.
Okay. As soon as it comes out, make sure you text it to me. Okay. So we can find out what's the closest game and see if we can make a game.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. Okay.
Okay.
This is happening. You're gonna be shooting layups.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna be in the stands. He coming. I mean, she even if she has to wake up and go to work at 4:30 in the morning, which that's the time she wakes up, she gonna make that road trip, get back, go to bed at 1, wake up and go to work. I promise you.
Well, make sure y'all there down here at UK on December the 7th, because she's played
at Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely at that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh no, I mean, no, that's easy.
That's too easy.
That's easy. It's right there. Down the street.
That's easy.
Too easy. We're making now.
I'm talking about, where's the next closest game?
That's the only one we really know about for sure. But
until the schedule comes out.
Yeah.
Well, if you 6 hours and under, she's there.
Okay. I'll definitely text you the schedule.
Yeah. That sounds like Dayton and
Dayton's easy. 3 hours.
I mean, y'all go to Dayton. I think y'all playing Toledo too, right?
And
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying it
Miami, Ohio.
In Miami, Ohio. I'm not just saying to be said, because, and I'm gonna say this for the 4th time. She's been a fan of you
since you were in LTMS.
Oh my God.
She was in middle school.
I'm not making this up. Because, I mean, we have a lot of conversations in our house, and people they look at both of us and they think sports. We don't watch ESPN.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, ESPN's never on our TV. We come home and we discuss local young people and try to spread that accolades throughout Fayette County. And so people can give, like she said, is you haven't got the props that you deserve, but God is blessing you without it. But every time and then everybody needs flowers, because you're doing your thing, and and I'm proud of you. I'm proud
Oh,
of
we're
you.
proud of you.
You know, I just have to remind her to say your last name when she says your first name.
Yeah.
We just gotta have more situations like this, man. It's more media coverage when it comes to these local sports for real. That's how I feel when it comes to our kids here. Just not enough, media behind them. I feel like, it just takes for somebody to come in and, with a camera or a phone, whatever, just trying to, put some more media behind these kids and help them more as far as social media and just, helping them out more instead of just, finding out through other things, as far as, other platforms that they don't really know about. And when we got people here that can actually help our youth, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I just have to shout out Lavelle Martin is probably, I think he does probably the best in Lexington as far as
Lavelle's got this.
I mean, I think he's got it on lock. I think he's the best.
And I think he guys
Carter, he's our guy.
Yeah.
David Carter is our guy, and Big Things Kentucky.
Do it. I forgot something. Out of all the questions we asked, what position do you play? You play the 2, the 3, or the 4?
I played 5 actually.
You play the 5?
Yeah, I did.
But in this day and age,
it's making people look stupid.
You still have to be able to do. You still have to do everything.
Well, no, because you're very athletic.
I know.
So
yeah.
So I would figure,
and you jump out the gym.
You jump out the gym. I'm not a basketball person. That's their job. And I mean, because I would figure you'd be at a 3, like a swinging gate type person off the dribble and all that.
Taking
So you
them
play
to the
a
hole.
5. Okay, I would have never thought that.
Well, Coach, we just in year 1 now.
Yeah.
Still,
I could be right.
We just in year 1.
I mean, by her years, she could be a 3.
I mean, only because of the goodness that you have, that you had, and then you've enveloped. That's why I thought I wouldn't think you was a 5 at that time because you can get away from the basket.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty good. All right.
Well, wait until she gets that range going.
Amen.
When she's pulling it up from the 3 and then taking it to the hole and then coming down the lane and then dunking it.
Bow. Won't know what hit him.
Well, I liked her when she was playing against Audie Crooks.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Iowa State. That was a great game.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
Yeah. She held her own against Audie.
Yeah.
And that's what we love. And that's just what we love. Okay. So December 7th, everybody, we're all getting tickets and we're selling out Memorial Coliseum.
Yes.
And representing our home girl and going and watching her play. So make sure y'all are looking out for those tickets because we're bringing in house. We're representing our own against Kentucky. And again, we blew. Hey, but we're going for our girl.
Mm-hmm.
Maroon and gold. Maroon and gold that day.
Maroon and gold.
That's right. That's right.
So Ayanna, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to say publicly that you have never had an opportunity to say? Either to your parents, to just anybody, period, or normally my show is non-controversial, never controversial, but you now have the floor to say whatever you want to say.
Just wait till I get big. Yeah. Just wait till I get big. Yeah.
Wait till you get big.
Just wait.
Yeah. Hey, can you tell them what's your profession outside of basketball?
Outside of basketball?
Yeah. What's your major? What are you destined to be?
Oh yeah, I'm going into pre-med. I'm thinking more. I don't know, pediatrics. I like kids, so somewhere along those lines for sure.
I mean, you like other people's kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones I can give back.
Other
the
people's
ones I can give
kids.
back.
Hey, y'all 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna answer that question in 10 more years.
The ones I can get back. The ones I can get back.
It's hard dealing with other people's kids. Coach Mobley, have you shown game film to your freshmen on Ayanna? Because I believe your niece and his cousin Peyton Newby played great as a freshman.
We have watched film before. We watched previous film before, especially the teams that we have played on our schedule before that we played previous years. We have watched teams before, but Peyton's a student of the game too, though. Like she loves Ayanna. She loves how Ayanna plays. She kind of mimics her game. She knows Ayanna's a hard worker. Peyton's a hard worker. So we definitely watch film Ayanna. It's at times even when I'm at home, I go back and watch film plays that we used to run for Ayanna. I kind of still put in some with Jelly at times that we did, but this year we kind of moving Jelly out on the wing, so we kind of running some different things. But we even go back, like even when I was going for the regionals this year, I went back to the Master Central game because I wanted to run some of the sets that I had for AD. At the time, so I know I could kind of use with Jay Lee. So I kind of wanted to see what I was running then. So I went back to that game and watched her then, and it was just bringing back memories, man. Just thinking just how great things was, and just wonderful time how I'd been, and just a great experience. Like I tell these girls, like me as a kid, and like I told Ayanna, I mean, even when we first went to Rep Arena, I grew up, here in Lexington. Never got to step foot on Rep Arena's court ever in my life. Like, what I mean?
Oh, wow.
So that was the first time for me, to make it down there with Ayanna and them. It was a dream for me too. It was something off my bucket list. What I'm saying, that some of the kids didn't even know. And like when I told them in the locker room, I'd never been inside of Rep Arena as far as on the court, and to be there and watch, some of the greats when I was watching coming up. Even going back to even Rex Chapman when I was a kid. Watching, all them type of dudes coming up when I was a baby. So it was a dream come true to come down there and especially to take them girls down there, and especially to take it, get Ayanna down there before she left us at Douglass.
All right. Well, a real quick question, Ayanna. Did all your coaches return, or did they go off to other jobs?
Most of my coaches returned. One coach did. She did go off to another job, but everybody else is pretty much back. And we got a few more new coaches for like position coaches and stuff.
Okay, because that always makes a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care what it is, and CD and you and I both know that, and Mobley, and I mean, having the same coach, knowing what the coach wants. Because I will never forget when Ty was a freshman, and he's made honor roll, he's made Dean's list, he's made the All-SEC academic list, and he, as a freshman, he wrote a paper, and it's sort of like coaching. He wrote a paper, and I thought the paper was good, and he got a C. He wasn't happy with the C. Not by no means was he happy. And then he had to learn what the professor wanted.
Yeah.
And that's coaching. You got to know what that coach wants, and because what is not understood is misunderstood.
Yeah.
And that's why my question was, is all your coaches returning? And that's good. Well, besides one who moved on.
Yeah.
A few others.
So, have you ever had a female coach?
Yeah, all my coaches are female coaches now. And my
Really?
LTMS
What's
coach,
the difference?
she is a female coach.
Oh, yeah. What's the difference?
What's the difference?
I don't know. Actually, yeah.
You can get some help with that question.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know you had Katie, but as your other head coaches have all been male coaches, right?
Yes, they have. Other than
What's the
Katie,
difference?
my middle school coach, she was female coach. I don't know if you can see names back here. Let me see. What do you guys think?
That's what I'm saying. You can get some help. What's the difference?
What's the difference between male coaches and female coaches?
They said more emotional.
No.
Actually, what do you guys think?
The guys, like, they care less about emotion, and they're just like,
Yeah.
to the point. But like,
Yeah.
female coaches, they'll still like cuss you out, but then they'll be like, "Oh, I might have hurt your feelings."
But go run. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely an emotional, difference. They be straight to the point, get on the line. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that was whoever gave that answer. That's
Great answer.
a true answer.
Yeah.
That's Maddie right there, Maddie.
That's Maddie. Well, my dad already know. That's Maddie.
Player of the year, Maddie.
All right.
Shout out Maddie, player of the year.
Thank you.
And, which I've said 4 times. What is Maddie's last name?
Morrison.
All right, Maddie Morrison. Okay.
Good
All right.
stuff. So we're gonna wrap this up. So, Coach Mobley, what is something that you haven't been able to say that you would like to say? Like, what is maybe your biggest thing that you would like to tell parents as a coach preparing their daughters, or maybe something else that you would like to say that you haven't had an opportunity to say publicly that probably needs to be said?
It's just now that these parents got to get out of the way of us coaches. We got to be able to be coaches. At the end of the day, everybody's got a. I always say this at the time. Everybody's got a story. Everybody's, you might have played, or if you're not played, whatever the situation may be. But at the end of the day, to get our best, the best version out of your kid, it has to be, it just has to be, focused on us, locked in on us as far as what we teach. And, it can't be the outside attention as far as what's going on and what they hear at the table, because when they do the hear at the table, it affects the kid when they come in. So the biggest thing is to me is just believing in those coaches, especially those coaches doing the right thing. I'm not saying every coach is, I'm not saying I'm the best coach, but some of those coaches that's trying to do the right thing and actually spending time with your kid and spending hours, countless hours. And coach, this, times where you at home and Miss Brown, you can testify. You probably telling coach, man, where are you at? You ain't practice. How long y'all gonna be there? You know what I mean? So, and in this time,
We don't have them problems up
We
in
don't have
here.
problems here.
Yeah.
We don't have them problems in our household.
Right.
No, she understands. She understands.
I know you're a coach too,
But-
Miss
Yeah,
Brown,
she coaches too.
but it's countless hours where we just spend without our kids, where we spend it with other kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Trying to bed in what we see and trying to build them up. So, that's the thing. Just letting us do what we do, and letting your kid be coachable and understanding. It's gonna be tough love at times.
Absolutely.
It's not easy out here. The world's tough out here. I mean, especially where it is now. So, at the end of the day, if you want to be coached up, at the end of the day, I feel like this is the best way. It's kind of, building the trust.
I like it. Well, let me clarify something. And the reason why I'm wearing Brian Station, I should let you know this, is because I'm assistant head baseball coach there.
Okay.
So we have baseball practice. So I just want to clarify that.
Yeah,
No
go ahead.
disrespect to
It's
Frederick
that's
Douglass,
baseball.
because we still love us some Frederick Douglass.
Okay. I just want to let you know. All right. That's
Part
the
of
reason why I've been at baseball, doing baseball. All
Yeah.
right. Because I'm surprised you talked to me.
Coach, ain't nothing wrong with them colors, Coach. I'm my alma mater. I'm a true defender. Coach.
Oh, okay, Brian Station.
That's
All
right.
right.
So, CD, what is your biggest advice to parents to prepare their
Good
child to the next level?
Mine, the biggest thing for me was to support your child 100% and keep your opinion away from other people's kids on the other team.
Keep my child's
Yeah.
mouth out your name.
Yeah,
My child's name out your mouth.
right. Don't have no opinion about anybody else's
Somebody
kid.
else's kid. Yes.
But support your kid 100%.
Yes.
And
That's
and
it
I
right there.
and that's what I tried to do every time I was out there. I made sure I supported her. I was as loud as I can be, and I supported her, hollered, and did everything for my kid. That's one, and I think that come from my mother worked so much she didn't have a chance to see but one of my high school games.
Mhm.
But when she was there, she was the loudest one out there, and I could hear her all over the football field. I mean, and I love that so much. And I said, well, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna
That's
be
how you
like
feel.
that. I'm gonna be to every game, and I'm gonna support them I'm gonna support her, and and that's what I did to all my kids whenever they did play, including her brothers. So I supported them, and that's what I think if everybody out there supporting their kids, they won't even pay attention to somebody else's kid.
I think that is it. I mean, there is nothing like people saying something about other people's kids. We was at a baseball game in E-Town one time. Ty, I think was coming.
Cincinnati.
Was it Cincinnati?
It was
I can't
Cincinnati.
remember where it was. And Ty came around. He got called out at the plate, and he pulls his helmet off. And some guy was like, "Put your helmet back on." We said, "Whoa, you don't want these problems. Keep our child name out your mouth. You don't want these problems because we don't play about our kids." That is probably the absolute most important thing is that cheer for your child, but keep everybody else's kids' name out your mouth.
And the thing about that is because we don't say anything about someone else.
Everybody else,
Yeah.
And it's a whole lot easier. So with that said, is I just want to say one thing to the young lady. Academically, do your thing. Academically, and your teammates. Again, I've been a fan. The wife comes up to me, says your first name again, and I didn't know who she was talking about, but I said Frederick Douglass got this girl, and then she says that's the same one, and I said, well, say her last name. I don't know about her first name, And so I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you very soon. I will see you very soon. I usually walk away and she closes the show, but she's going to grab my leg and say, don't do that. But I always do. This is Hips and Heels, her show. I'm very appreciative, always been on it. Okay. So anyway, CD, much love. Coach Mobley, see you soon. Well, we don't play y'all this year.
Nah,
we're not on schedule. We want to see you to the playoffs.
To the playoffs. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
How in
what
the world they don't play?
Yeah, playoffs, man. I told my niece.
But hey, they already have a set schedule who they want us to play. And we don't.
We are not getting ready to talk about.
And we don't play certain teams on our home field. We never play them on our home field.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone because
I
can't get fined, so
we'll get in
ain't
trouble.
making no money.
Hey, Ayanna, one thing before we leave, tell me this. So, have you heard Mr. Darrington tell you dunk it in that loud arena yet?
Yes. I have. It was my birthday game. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
Hey,
He be having my teammates say it. It's crazy.
I there too, because he
Yes.
always have them bench. He had the whole crowd saying it.
Yeah.
He had a breakaway.
It carried on. That's good. It carried on. The kid carried on down there, up there. That's good.
Well, again, sweetheart, it's nice seeing you again.
Nice to meet you.
CD, my boy, my brother, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, deuces.
All right, man.
Love you, my brother. Take care.
Is Maddie your point guard? Maddie's your point guard?
No, she don't want to be point guard. No.
You don't want to be point guard? Okay,
Yeah.
well, we need to tell Maddie, whoever, or Maddie or somebody, breakaway, just alley-oop it.
Little lob.
Throw you an alley-oop one time. Yeah, a little lob. See if we can get it down. See if we can get it down. 'Cause I can't. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Especially if you're squatting over 500 pounds and getting them legs up, and it's gonna happen. I can't wait. So listen, I want to thank all of you all for being on. Charlie, thank you for reminding me to feature her and highlight her. I was letting her know she's actually the first young lady I've actually had on my show. Mostly I have people that are on the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame or something like that, or I've had coaches on, but I actually haven't had any of the young ladies featured on my show, and I knew to do a better job of that. And that's why I actually created my show, because a lot of the young ladies and women don't get enough press. I coach women's tackle football, and I don't think I told, do y'all know I used to coach at Crawford girls basketball?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
7 years. I have a championship with the B team championship. And then my third year, we lost to Morton in the championship game. Well, again, it was we were undefeated that year. We're back-to-back undefeated seasons. And then we had a couple years, and then I got hit with a chair I got hit with a chair, and then I left. And then Coach Bryant brought me out. Coach Bryant got me out of coaching retirement. And then that's how I started when I started coaching football. And so that's my story with that. So me and Booker was my assistant. And we was thick as thieves. That's still one of my dogs. And I love what he's doing with the girls, with girls basketball. I was shocked that he stuck with it, to be honest with you. Because, I think that was his first year coaching girls was when he came with, when I brought him on with me, and he agreed to come be my assistant head coach for 7 years. And we actually had a good time until like I said, I got hit with a chair, and I was done with other people's kids after that. So thank y'all so much for coming on. Ayanna, don't log off, because I want to talk to you afterwards. But but Coach Mobley, thank you for coming on. Best of luck this season. I know you're going to run it back in football, but especially in the girls basketball, because girls basketball is actually my heart and my first love. Charlie, thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing her with us. Thank you for molding her and actually great young lady. And we got to give you a shout out for how you raised her, because again, yes, sir, no, sir, her being coachable. She's one of those kids that is a dream for a coach, and great job with you and your wife with raising her.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So we'll see you guys come on, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. But Ayanna, don't go anywhere, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank y'all. Oh,
Bye bye. Bye
make
bye.
sure y'all will come to the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame, the gala. Make sure y'all come to that.
Sure will. I'll be there.
On the 20th of September, okay?
All
Because it's a great time. Oh my God, it's a great time. Oh my God, it is a absolute great time. So we can get some selfies and stuff in. You know,
Oh yeah, I got.
Cisco and I are on the red carpet again, so we love that.
Gotcha.
All
All
right.
right. So shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for coming on. Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
Absolutely. All right, Ayanna, thank you for being on. I'm so
Glad to be
proud
here.
of you. I'm
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Let me bring this up a little bit more. So, my last question is,
Mhm.
have you ever thought about coaching? I know you want to be pre-med, but have you ever thought about coaching?
I really haven't, actually. I don't know. I probably should, actually. I think I'd be a good coach, but I
I think
haven't
you'll
really
be a
thought
good
about
coach.
it.
I
I
think
may
you'll be
just
a
come
good coach.
back.
I think you'll be a good coach. But I also like the idea of you going into pre-med too,
Mhm.
as well.
It's
So just
definitely,
something to think about. I'm
yeah,
gonna
throw it
put
in
that
there.
little. I'm gonna
Yeah,
throw that little
yeah.
throw that little nugget in there about always think about being a coach, because
Mhm.
again, you're the blueprint, especially
Yeah,
here in Lexington. Even if it's just coaching maybe an AAU team.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know,
I'll
maybe not
definitely think
college
about it.
level.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe not college or high school or middle school like I
Yeah.
did, but maybe even just an assistant on an AAU team or sponsoring an AAU team in the future.
Okay, yeah. I'll definitely think about it for
It's
sure.
something to think about. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, don't log off, but so everybody, thank y'all for coming on Hits and Heels. Make sure you go Stacy, that's my girl. Hey, Stacy, thank you for being on. Mr. Brown, thank you for being on. Shakia, thank you for being on. Everybody else that came on, thank you all. Make sure you guys share. In the future, I'm going to have to stop on Facebook, because Facebook is changing things, and so everybody's going to have to revert over to the YouTube channel in order to be able to see it live. Unfortunately, that's just technology and how they're going with that. Anyway, Ayanna, don't log off, and we'll see you all next week.